Hey, good morning, everybody. Pastor Rob here. I'm over here in Panera in Lake City, just having a coffee, doing some time for devotion, and gathering together. So I'm glad we can still meet together here on Facebook, YouTube, through our daily devotion. Because here at South Lake, we are reading through Immerse. This is a great way to have a relationship with Jesus, to know what the Bible actually says, but we do this together, which is so awesome to be a part of this today. And if you're looking, how can I get involved? How can I be a part of it? Let's check out our Bailey. So the link right here, our Bailey at gdlc.org. It's just a great way to get involved with everything happening in South Lake, to know where we are at Immerse, and to join us Saturday mornings as Jessica leads us with 4 questions. Have you learned something new this week? Do you have questions from the different readings? Has your perspective of God changed because of what you've read? And how will this impact your life as you live it out? So I'd love for you guys to join us. Again, check out at our Bailey at gdlc.org to join us as we continue just to dive into God's Word together. Well, we've been reading through the book of Acts, and so far, overall, our readings have been of excitement, of sharing the good news, and how awesome it is to be part of this thing called the Way, the church. Well, going forward in our readings, we're going to see how the devil, how the world, how our brokenness affects the growth of the church of sharing faith. We're going to see for Paul, as the top leader of the church, someone who is involved in sharing the faith of Jesus, life's going to get more and more difficult. We're going to see that today in our reading, and a reminder that it's not about having more faith to overcome obstacles, but having the faith to know that God is with you through those obstacles. And there's a difference there. We're going to see today sometimes we mix up not just our faith, our identity. And that's something it's a lot in the news right now, and it actually goes to show the importance of where is our heart and our mind focused on. And we're going to see it here today. So our reading today comes from Acts, and let's see if I can scroll, make it a little bit bigger for everybody. Acts 19. And our reading today, Paul is in Ephesus. He's been here before. He's been teaching to the churches. So what happens is, in Ephesus, there comes to be this trouble. And Demetrius, who is a silversmith, makes idols for the great idol temple of Artemis. And as you can imagine, having somebody preach about there being one God, not many, one God to have a relationship with you now, not because you have a statue or some kind of image, because he loves you and cares for you. That message doesn't go well, especially for all the silversmiths and idol workers, and really the economy of Ephesus can and will be hurt because of this new message of who God is. Gentlemen, you know that our wealth comes from this business. This is Demetrius talking. He's trying to stir up things. But as you've seen and heard, this man Paul has persuaded people that handmade gods aren't real gods at all. Not only in Ephesus, but throughout the entire province. I'm not just talking about the loss of public respect for our business. I'm concerned about the temple's great goddess Artemis will lose influence, and that Artemis, this magnificent goddess, worshipped through the province of Asia and all the world, will be robbed of her great prestige. And this anger boiled over and they began shouting, "Great is Artemis of Ephesus." And soon the whole city was filled with confusion. I want to stop there for a second. So you see this argument, right, by somebody who makes money with the temple, sharing and creating for the faith. And it's really easy to look at this and simply say this is a religious matter of one religion system upset at another one with what's being taught. I don't believe that's at all what's going on. I really think this has to do with the pride of Ephesus. And the pride of Ephesus within the entire region of Turkey, or Asia Minor, is the Temple of Artemis. And anything that attacks the Temple of Artemis attacks the prestige of Ephesus. And anything that attacks the prestige of Ephesus attacks every citizen. This goes beyond business and money. This goes about city, and the word national is a word, I'm going to use national pride, but city pride, what the whole region stands for. And this idea of sharing about Jesus can affect not just one another's faith, but their economy. Again, I know he makes a point, I'm not talking about our business. This has everything to do about their livelihood and who they are. The reason why I bring that up is that reminds me of us today, how we make certain decisions in Facebook posts, defending or going against certain national decisions because of what we believe is a true national identity. I don't know about you, it seems like these posts do a better job of splitting us than uniting us. And what we're seeing here is, with the church in Ephesus now, they're seeing division among the people based on their identity to Artemis, to their prestige. It's really easy to allow that argument to cloud sharing our faith, talking to others. So we keep reading. So the fun part is the crowd gets together and they're moving back and forth. So Jews that crowded pushed Alexander forward and told him to explain the situation. So Alexander, in a sense, is the head of the Jewish area, kind of going in front of the mayor and the governor like, hey, these are these guys, here's what's going on. And the last mayor was able to quiet them down and speak. And citizens of Ephesus, you know that Ephesus is the official guardian of the temple of great Artemis, whose image fell down to us from heaven. Really? It sounds like somebody's tweets. Anyway, since this undeniable fact, you should stay calm and do not rash. Now, this actually is good advice. He's making a point that if we truly believe that the statue came from heaven, what's one man going to say to deter that? Let's calm down and relax, which actually is good advice, though I still make a comment that temple or the idol dropping down from heaven like, oh, dear God. So if Demetrius and the craftsmen have a case against them, let the courts have a session. So the whole point is that there truly there's a wrong happening. Let's not let public opinion deal with it. Let's actually legally deal with it and take it to the courts. Because I'm afraid if we are in danger of being charged and riding in the Roman government. So what does this mean? Well, again, Ephesus, like a lot of the other cities now, are under Roman rule. Which means, in the end of the day, the top person where the buck stops is not with the city, the mayor, or the governors. It's with Rome. And if your city seems to be causing anguish and problems for the empire, then the empire is going to deal with it. And the mayor here is super worried that Demetrius and the artisans are going to create a riot to the point that Rome's going to come in. Again, cities afraid or having the higher government coming in to step in to bring order. Man, does this sound familiar with a lot of things going on. But it's a reminder that all this is happening while the good news is still being spread. And that's what I hope if our reading today you see as Paul shares that, yeah, there's a lot of conflict and hurt. But it's a reminder that it is something we're sharing and spreading with others. Now, my hope and my prayer for you today as we continue to read and be in here at South Lake with MERS is that did you learn something new today? Maybe about the Ephesians or the rule of government or something going on there. Did you feel or see anything or have questions more about what is the religion of Artemis? Why is it that they all gather together in a group? Maybe you're wondering more about where's God in all this? And what does it mean that even though somebody like Paul, who has tons of faith, which he does, by the way, I did the quotes to make a point that it's not about the faith. It's about realizing that we all go through hard times, but God's with us. So the question might be, why? How is this going to impact your life today? What does it mean about sharing your faith, posting, reposting, talking to friends? And is really the national identity the biggest word that we need to defend or push forward, or is it a relationship with Jesus and taking steps there? Well, hey, I'm Pastor Rob Bailey, and I thank you guys so much for spending just a few moments with us today at lunch. If you want to be a part of MERS, you want to learn more about how to get involved, check us out at rbailey@gdlc.org. And by sending an email, we'll get you a list and an email so you know up to date with all the different readings. And you can join us 8 a.m. Saturday mornings. A great way to start your morning on a Saturday, what others have read. Well, thank you guys for your time today. And as we continue to engage, grow, and share Jesus and community relationships, just I love you all and God bless. Take care. Bye.